that under the heading method. In your coding, try to be unbiased and stay close to the data, i.e. the transcripts. Don't hesitate to code plenty of phenomena. You can have lots of codes, even hundreds. Step 3, decide which codes are the most important and create categories by bringing several codes together. Go through all the codes created in the previous step. Read them with a pen in your hand. You can create new codes if you want to by combining 2 or more codes. You don't have to use all the codes that you created in the previous step. In fact, many of these initial codes can now be dropped. Keep the codes that you think are important and group them together in the way you want. Create categories, in other words. You can call them themes if you want to. Here's an example. I've grouped these codes together and created a category. Here's a second example, and here's a third one. The categories don't have to be of the same type. They can be about objects, processes, differences, or whatever. Be unbiased and creative and try to be open-minded. Your work now, compared to the previous steps, is on a more general, abstract level. You are conceptualizing your data. Step 4, label categories and decide which are the most relevant and keep those, and also decide how they are connected to each other. Label the categories. Well, in my example, I had 3 different categories. I'm going to call the first one adaptation, and the second one is seeking information, and the third one is problem solving. At this stage, I should also describe the connection between these categories. These categories and the connections are the main results of my study. It's the core of the whole study, at least when it comes to the results. It is new knowledge about the world from the perspective of the participants in my study. Step 5, here are some options. You could, if you want to, decide if there's a hierarchy among the categories. You could also decide if one category is more important than the others. And you could also draw a figure if you want to. Here's an example that I put together. Step 6, it's time to write up your results. Under the heading Results, describe the categories and how they are connected. Use a neutral voice and don't interpret your results. Under the heading Discussion, write out your interpretations and discuss your results. Interpret the results in light of, for example, results from similar previous studies published in relevant scientific journals in your field, theories or concepts from your field, or other relevant aspects. Part 2, ending remarks. I have assumed that your task is to make sense of a lot of unstructured data, i.e. that you have qualitative data in the form of interview transcripts. However, remember that most of the things that I have said in this tutorial are basic and also apply to qualitative analysis in general. What does that mean? Well, it means that you can use the steps described in this tutorial to analyze, for example, notes from participatory observations, documents, web pages, or other types of qualitative data. Suggested reading. Alan Breimer's book Social Research Methods, together with Steinar Kvales and Sven Brinkman's book Interviews, are excellent for anyone who wants to dig in deeper and understand how to do qualitative interview research.
Okay, I have to say, it takes me quite some time to locate this video clip, and this is, so far, I think,
in this video, we're going to dive into the topic of qualitative coding.
Okay, I think that the one that we have just watched together is so far what I have seen is the most comprehensive one. It's general, but I think it's general enough to give you some sense of the data analysis procedures. When we talk about coding, labeling, categorizing, okay, themes, patterns, interpretations, discussion. Okay? I know this time you might still feel, okay, it's quite normal. It takes me almost 3 decades, okay, to figure out all this. When I was a graduate student, I only know I have to read it many, many, many times, okay, and try to put all the coding and step by step, going through all the procedures, okay? And right now you are in this stage, so, but I think you are very lucky now. We have so many video clubs, okay? And I think based on my decades of experience, I have found a very, very useful video club. It's only about like 6 minutes. 6 minutes, okay? It takes me 3 decades for me to decide this 6 minutes useful information for your data analysis. So I strongly, strongly suggest you to watch, okay, take notes, because you really have this very solid procedural knowledge and steps in mind. So then when you look at your data, you know they are under your control. You wouldn't feel, like scared by the data. You will know, yeah, okay. You will be more confident and then feel you know how to get along with the data, rather than being buried and burned out by your data sets. Okay, you're gonna have a lot of fun with the data because you know what to do with them, how to get along with them. Okay, so how can you get that fun part? Knowledge. Knowledge is power. If you know the procedure well enough, that will give you enough knowledge, okay, to give you power to help you play and have fun with your data sets. Okay, all right. So this video clip will be uploaded on Moodle, so check it out and watch it many times. When you have issues and puzzles about data analysis, you don't know what to do, then come back here. Watch it. Okay, 6 minutes. Give you the whole world of data analysis. Okay? All right. Let's take a break and then be sure to come back. I think, could you come back a bit earlier before our invited speaker comes? So perhaps